you were kind of had parallels, right? You were like living in New York City.
Talking about Gossip Girl.
Sure.
You were also living in New York City at the time for the show. You were dating Blake Lively.
This just in, Penn Badgley is explaining why dating his Gossip Girl co-star Blake Lively was a struggle.
I mean, that's a great question because it was the struggle.
It seems there's growing evidence suggesting Blake Lively might not be as admirable as she appears. While some have already criticized her professional behavior, recent comments from her ex, Penn Badgley, hint that her past relationships may not have been much better.
And Blake Lively came up. Now, it's not something he talks about a lot. He has talked about her previously, but on the Call Her Daddy podcast
In a recent podcast, Penn Badgley was asked how he managed to separate his personal life from his work on Gossip Girl. His response was striking, especially given that he was dating his co-star, Blake Lively, at the time. He spoke about the difficulty of maintaining boundaries between his professional and personal life, which naturally raises eyebrows. Could he have been alluding to challenges in his relationship with Blake? Was she perhaps overwhelming or even controlling? And could that have played a role in their breakup? While it's possible he didn't mean it that way, considering the growing scrutiny around Blake Lively's past behavior, his comments feel particularly revealing right now.
Really a broader question of what was it like to live with so many parallels, but one of those parallels was the fact that he was dating his on-screen love interest as well, Blake Lively.
So essentially, Blake Lively can't really be separated from Penn Badgley's comments. She was a significant part of his life during that time, and one of the key parallels he seemed to be referring to. And when you think about it, Blake hasn't exactly built a strong reputation for being kind or easy to work with, which makes his remarks even more intriguing.
My brain works like that regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds when I just recognize that they do things and say things that let me know, that signal to me that they are up on their high horses and that they potentially treat people very badly and that really they're bored.
And make no mistake, these aren't just baseless claims. Blake Lively has, in many ways, lived up to her growingly negative reputation. Amidst the ongoing drama surrounding the Baldoni case, numerous unsettling and bizarre stories about her past behavior have surfaced online, painting a troubling picture that's now out there for everyone to see.
Time while speaking to a reporter, Blake Lively said that her and Ryan Reynolds referred to bugs and animals as she and her, as opposed to he and him, to their young daughter, because they're raising a little feminist. Like, that's annoying. That's just objectively annoying.
You know what's wild? Blake Lively has somehow cruised through Hollywood with this polished image. The perfect mix of girl next door charm and high fashion icon. But if you look beyond the curated Instagram posts, the flawless Met Gala appearances, and the playful, red carpet couple moments, a different picture starts to emerge. What you'll find is someone who's been dishing out a strange blend of tone-deaf takes, selective morality, and a version of feminism so forceful it circles back to being counterproductive. Don't get me wrong, being woke, feminist, socially conscious, those are all great things. But with Blake, it often feels like she's the person in the group project who takes over, makes everything about herself, and then forgets the rest of the team even exists. Her brand of activism sometimes seems less about uplifting others and more about showcasing just how aware she is, even when that awareness feels completely out of touch. You know what's wild? Blake Lively has somehow glided through Hollywood with this carefully crafted image. Part girl next door, part high fashion icon. But scratch the surface of that curated Instagram aesthetic, the string of Met Gala triumphs, and those picture-perfect red carpet couple moments, and you'll start to see a different side. Beneath the polish is someone who's consistently served up a mix of questionable takes, performative morality, and a kind of feminism so forceful, it ends up feeling toxic. Don't get me wrong, being woke, feminist, socially conscious. All good things. Great things even. But Blake often comes off like that one person in a group project who takes control, centers everything around themselves, and forgets everyone else was even involved. Her version of activism sometimes feels less about lifting others up and more like a spotlight on her own awareness, even when that awareness completely misses.
It's telling. Now, he doesn't get much meaner in it. Like, he doesn't really get mean at all. I think he's talking about the broader sense. But it's important to note that Penn is also a member of the Baha'i faith, has been seen with Justin, seems to be friends with Justin. And, it's been amicable, it seems, with Blake Lively since, but also clearly not friendly.
He's never said anything overtly harsh. No mudslinging. No direct call-outs. But the vibe says it all. In interviews, Penn Badgley has hinted that his relationship with Blake Lively was formative and intense, which, let's be honest, is often code for complicated, dramatic, and emotionally exhausting. You can tell he's walking a careful line, not saying anything explicitly negative, but also not exactly eager to shower her with praise. And here's where things get even more layered. Penn happens to be close with Justin Baldoni, the very person Blake Lively just went full scorched earth on in a very public legal battle. She's accused him of harassment and creating a toxic environment on the set of It Ends With Us. Meanwhile, Penn and Justin have been spotted together, collaborating, and vibing like they're on the same spiritual self-help wavelength. So what does that tell us? It suggests Penn likely has some strong opinions, maybe even damning ones. But he's too smart to throw fuel on an already raging fire. Instead, he's choosing